So this is part 6 of me reading my notes from my ayahuasca diet in February 2016 in Pucallpa, Peru. This is part 6, but we're right now just after ceremony 4. February 19th, 3:30 a.m. I was dead bored, so I came back to the tambo. I asked Ines for a full cup, but she only gave me 2/3. It felt thicker than during number 3, though. That 1/3 shaved 2 hours off the experience, more or less. It was way less intense than number 3, but I realized that 3 was loaded with ego. Me as the giant of light, walking the surface of the earth, crushing skyscrapers and huts alike with my bare hands and not caring for the destruction or suffering, just too thrilled and corrupt with my new superpowers. Because, yeah, in ceremony 3, I felt great. I was there sitting in the lotus position, straight, took off my shirt. I was like this, literally like this, feeling great, and I felt like I was a god, giant of light, walking the earth, and I was so thrilled by feeling so good and having and being this giant god that I could see myself, just grasping huts full of people and stuff, and just crushing it in my hand and go like some sort of big Godzilla, and grabbing the Empire State Building in the middle and crushing it, and literally not caring about anything because I was just so thrilled with the power. I guess a lot of people feel like that. Maybe Donald Trump. I think maybe the maestra knew that, didn't want the same thrill to happen again. This time I also definitely tried less hard. It was as though I thought I had laurels to rest upon. So 4 was more mellow, but bore some key revelations. I do want to be a father. And that's really new to me, and I don't feel like that at the moment for sure. I had a chat with Sarah, my stepdaughter. She's 11, she's lovely, she's great, about being her dad if she wanted. I'm still not sure about this one because Christina and I won't be together forever. Christina's my girlfriend. I saw the perfection in Christina. She deserves more love than she is receiving. I realized that the difference between will and is a breath that lasts an eternity. It is important to affirm in the now. I saw myself as a newborn and longed to hold myself and love myself as I haven't done enough in the past. If we fix the past, we fix the present. I thought of Leonore. Leonore's a girl that I felt in love with when I was like 17, 18. She lives in Paris. She's a genuinely nice person. I thought of Leonore. She too deserves to be loved. I got the feeling over recent years that she was getting a bit aigri, that's bitter. I should see her again. My ego really slips in everywhere, the little fucker. Maybe the way I get to love again without fear is through my child. I'm pretty sure that's it. And I want my child to be proud, so I'd better do my best from now on. I also learned again that you shouldn't come to ayahuasca with expectations. I should know that by now. I came expecting the vibrating toad effect. I got it a bit, but not as strong, not even close. I tried the root lock thing again, worked, made me throw up, but couldn't feel the light ball of energy as clearly. After throwing up, I drank a fair bit, probably 1 liter all in all. I kind of want number 5 to be over and get out of here. I'm tired of the food, the place, the mosquitoes. I have a life to live. Yeah. Around 9 a.m. I am knackered. A lot more than I thought I'd be this morning at 3:30 when I returned to my tambo. Departing on the 22nd after the ceremony of the 21st will be harder, much harder than the initial plan of leaving after 3 days rest. It turned out it wasn't actually. My body deserves better than what I have been giving it. I deserve better than what I have been giving myself. After the lessons of last night about not expecting, about avoiding slavery to my ego, I wonder what 5 will be like. No, ceremony number 5, that is. I had a lot of tears. I wasn't crying, but something was. That's a strange thing about ayahuasca, is that I think I might have got it a little bit with the toad medicine. You can be there not feeling sad or anything, not crying, and have tears running out of your eye, maybe just one eye, and running down a lot as if you were really, really crying. Strange. I think it's there. This, that it's a way of, I don't know if you can call it God or whatever, but of expressing some sort of sadness. There's something there that's not sorted. I had a lot of tears. I wasn't crying, but something was. I was also more lazy than during 4. No, than during 3. Than during number 3. At one point, Claude told me to try to sit up because the maestro was singing for me. They seem to be nice people. The job is incredibly difficult. It's not just about singing songs. They see and feel what you do, I think, and they somehow manage to do that with a straight face, without judgment, and with a touch of compassion. Ego is the problem. Love cannot be corrupted, but ego can. These next 3 days are going to be long. Fuck me, they were. Thank God for Billy Idol. I wonder if you can mix ayahuasca with psilocybin or LSD, or prefer various. I really want to try LSD. At one point, the vibrating was revving up, getting stronger and stronger, and then I thought, wow, it's happening, and it stopped completely. My ego somehow manages to get boosts from this vibrating stuff. Dad needs more than one hit. My dad's a messed up bugger. Probably needs a week of intensive care with before various days. Around 1 p.m. I was still half asleep when a nice, caring female voice tells me, "Get up, Jan." That is amazing. That's the first audio hallucination I have in my life, except once when I took shrooms. It was amazing. I actually heard this caring, warm female voice. "Get up, Jan." It was amazing. At first I ignored it, or tried to, but thought, wow, that was rather convincing. So I slowly get up, sit on the edge of the bed, breathe so as to avoid yesterday's mini seizure in the doorway, and I go to the window. Alright, so what happened the previous day was I had something amazing that never happened to me before. All the time that I was there for these 2 weeks, because of the heat, the humidity, I had no, I don't know. When they would come and knock on the door to bring us food, I would sit up, get up, go, and it was as if the blood was not getting to my head quick enough, and everything would just go white. And so I would just like grab the thing, have a moment of faith that I'm holding it properly and that I'm not going to collapse, and everything would go white for a moment, and I would grab it. And the day before, I went to the door because I thought I'd heard some noise or some knocking or something like that. Well, no, there was some wind outside and I needed to catch some stuff before it blew away. So I got up quickly. I went to the door and I grabbed the handle of the door in my hand, and that's what prevented me from falling over. And my knees bent halfway, and I made every effort I could to just not collapse. And I started shaking my arms and legs. Everything started shaking. I started banging against the door. And it lasted a few seconds. And then when I came back and it stopped shaking, I didn't know where it was. I wondered, I was there holding the doorknob of the open door, facing it outside, and what the fuck am I doing here? I knew I was supposed to be in that hut and everything, but I had no memory of how the fuck I'd got to that door and why I was there with the door open holding the handle. So that was a little bit scary. And I knew I really wanted to avoid that. And one way to avoid that would be to be on the lookout for when they would bring food, so that I would have time to sit up in advance, breathe, and then slowly stand up and go to the door. And this voice said, "Get up, Jan," because they were on the way. And I had just enough time to do what I needed to get to that door and not have the whiteout and not have the seizure again. It was incredible. You can believe what you want, but I know that that voice was telling me about that. I knew food was coming, and apparently so did Mike, because the noise I made standing up prompted him to say, "One moment," and to open his door. He thought somebody had knocked on his. I knew I had just enough time to go and pee, and sure enough, just as I flushed the toilet, arrives the lady with our plates. A massive plate with a whole fish. I was shocked. "Es mucho," it's a lot, I said, as she replied, "Pescado." "Yes, well, I can see that. There's a cadaver in my plate, darling." The bent rib cage bones were too similar to those of a human. I'm not sure I want to eat animals anymore. Some indigenous tribes or people say that bones are not death, rather crystallized life. They could be right, but I'm not quite there yet. I kind of want to get the hell out of here. Thank God it's raining. Earlier it was sunny and getting hot, and I thought some rain would be good. It's been raining off and off for hours, quite heavily. February 20th. This is the next day, 11:15 a.m. My Australianist just came round. I wasn't expecting her. She gave me a drink, probably the same plant as before. This was one to get rid of my constipation, which didn't work at all for like 10 days. She did something strange. She stood up, told me to stick my tongue out, put 2 fingers down my throat, seemed to pinch something, but I didn't feel anything. Somehow it stuck my tongue out a little bit more, and I was told to drink it with my tongue stuck out, which she made sure I did. See, these people, I don't know how they know what they're doing, but it's very clear that they do know what they're doing. And very shortly afterwards, my constipation was finally gone. As she was blowing tobacco from her pipe on me, my armpits started sweating and dripping, which they are still doing now, as I was writing. I somehow feel very relaxed in the legs and can feel my stomach working a little. We'll see. I hope this works out and that it finally cleans me out. However, after about 11 days of constipation and already one remedy, I am maybe not the most optimistic. 1:30 p.m. It's going to be a long day. It's pretty damn hot now, and I've just had my second shower of the day. Some rain would be good. A few days ago, possibly during number 3, I came up with the idea to cover "Drunk Tonight" by Sébastien Chassel's band Borderline. Sébastien Chastel was like sort of cousin of mine. We used to be quite close to each other, and then in the early 90s, we just stopped seeing each other completely. I don't know if he went schizophrenic or whatever happened, but something weird happened, and he cut off everything with me. And anyway, he's got this song called "Drunk Tonight," which is pretty good. I think I should cover that, actually. I think it's a good idea. Pretty decent song, and I'm sure Johan, one of my best friends and a drummer, can find some better drumming for it too. It was poorly played and poorly recorded. Shame Seb cut off all communications. I wonder if he is schizophrenic. There you go. My armpits started smelling bad again, as they had done the day after the first shitting remedy. I wonder whether it's that or the animal protein we've been getting lately. The song "Drunk Tonight" seems very appropriate these days with its lyrics. I am drunk tonight, another boring night. This morning I woke up lonely. I had this dream where I was on a coach next to this rather pretty Arabic-style girl in a red dress, and it felt amazingly good to be just near her, longing for her to gently kiss my face. She seems strangely familiar, as if I knew her from somewhere. I have no recollection of this bit. Also reminded me of a young 16-year-old girl I once met on a platform waiting for the train near Robinson, which is south of Paris. She was charming and smiling and almost flirting with me. I must have been in my 20s and she was way too young. I must have been lonely that night too. She wore a stunning red dress. Okay.